they're a big, physical, athletic team. We kind of boast about us having a team with length and athleticism, and they're bigger and more athletic maybe than we are. So that's the first thing we think about. And then look at their skill set. They've got, a lot of guys, multiple 4 or 5 guys that can score 20 points, and obviously I think a bunch of them are in the draft. So we're going to go up against a team that has athleticism and length and a great skill set and the things the NBA guys are looking for, and then along with that, you've got a pretty good coach too over there. So
we'll go up to the right here.
Hey, Mark. Joseph Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. Kevin McCullough said that, with you coming back, that's what brought him back. I guess, what were those kind of conversations right after you were officially offered the job with Kevin? And I guess how much appreciation when you talk about the blessing of filling this roster for guys like him that stayed? Yeah, no doubt. When Coach Beard left and go to Austin, it was kind of a leap of faith that I wanted, because I loved the game, wanted to continue coaching, and certainly this is my dream job. And I think, that when I interviewed with Kirby, I said, look, I've been interviewing for this job for 5 years. I've been here working every day, and I think one of the things that Kirby had commented on me, I think actually he didn't realize how much our players supported and appreciated me, and Kevin is one of those guys that did that. Just we have a great relationship, and he's a great competitor, and I love the way he plays and the way he plays defense, and it really meant a lot to me when he said, look, I want to come back, along with Marcus and Clarence and TJ and Buzo. We had a strong nucleus to build on.
Go to the middle here.
Hey, Coach, Pete Christie from KCBD in Lubbock. Just wanted to get your assessment of how practice went here today at the Chase Center and just the attitude of the guys as the magnitude of the games get even bigger.
Yeah, I think we had a really good practice. You're trying to gauge guys too nervous, how they feel, but we've got an experienced group. I tell you, Davion Warren, who was walking in, he looked around and heard him say, I've been here, I watched the game, I never, ever thought I'd get to play here, So it's still just such a great experience for these guys, and it's, we talked about these are, you'll have memories that you'll have the rest of your life, and so just soak it all in, and at the same time, stay where your feet are. We got a game to play, but this is a special moment, and it's going to be a great experience for you.
Questions to the left?
Hey, Coach. The average age of your team, I believe, is 22. Duke is 19. Do you feel like that gives you a considerable edge just with age and experience?
I hope so. Of course, I don't, except for Coach K's a little bit older than I am, so maybe I'm not sure about that. But yeah, we've got to hope our experience means something. And these guys have been playing basketball for a long time, and they got a lot of scars. They got a lot of adversity they've gone through. Each one has a great story to tell, and they came to Texas Tech to play on this stage and be here. And so I'm hoping our maturity will help us, somewhat. But again, you watch that game against Michigan State, and they were down, 4 or 5 points. I think they went on a 20-6 run, and so we're playing against a mentally tough and physically tough team that's here for a reason.
Question in left from Josh.
Josh Dubois with Associated Press. Coach, have you had any interactions with Coach K over the years, and just what's it like going up against him, knowing that it could be his final game, you could sort of send him out?
Yeah, kind of ironically, he asked me to be on his podcast earlier. It's been about a month and a half ago. I think he probably knew that he was scouting me out, is what he was doing. But he had me, and he was just great, and it was a special moment for me. And then, just the timing of it, about 4 days ago, I see this thank you card with Duke on it, and it's him thanking me for being on his show. And now, here we're playing each other. But yeah, just such a great individual. And I've said this many times. He's done so much for basketball and for young coaches. And being a little bit younger than him, we started our journey at the same time as far as head coach. A little bit different. He was at Duke, and I was at a junior college. But I always looked up to him. We loved watching his teams play, how aggressive they were, and And so I've read a lot of his books, been to his clinics. So I've studied him a long time. He's helped so many younger coaches, and he's helped this game and given so much back. So can't say enough about the respect I have for the man.
Question up here to the right.
Carlos over from the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. Mark, in terms of the lineups that you've been able to kind of put together, whether it was injury or just COVID protocols, I guess, how much has that helped, or I guess maybe throughout the year that you've kind of seen guys together, now that you have everyone healthy, how has that helped you just kind of figure out minutes and just roles for some of these guys?
Well, it's, each coach, you got to play the hand that you're dealt, and we've got a lot of good cards in our deck. We can play 10, 12 guys, all of them can contribute, and a lot depends on who we're playing. We've had a lot of injuries, so it's been next man up, and which has given some of these guys that would usually just sit on the bench a lot of playing time. So, I can go on and on. Nearly each one of our guys has had a special game where he's actually has impacted it, and we've won the game because of his contributions.
Question over here to the left.
Hey, Coach. Mason Hordesky with K-Back back in Lubbock. You kind of mentioned already Davion and another guy like Bryson who, back in San Diego is already playing in their first March Madness. As the games keep getting bigger and bigger and the opponents keep getting tougher and tougher, how do you make sure guys like that stay grounded?
Well, Bryson is the one guy you never have to worry about being grounded. He's just so level-headed, and he comes to work every day, gets up at 6 every morning. And I've talked about him before as maybe as a perfect player that I've ever been around as far as with his work habits, loves to be coached, wants to be coached hard. So he'll be ready to play. And, when you get in these big moments, you've got to have guys to make big plays, and he's one of those guys that can do that, and he's done it in the past.
Up here in the middle.
Hi, Coach. Brady King, Fox 34 in Lubbock. Coach K, 99 tournament wins. Obviously, Duke, a ton of experience in this tournament. What's it going to take for you guys to be able to get the win, and also what would it mean to you to be able to potentially beat him in his last game of his career?
Well, I'm more worried about him retiring me. So he's such a great coach. But each team, everybody here has got an identity, and they've got to just do what they do best. We don't have a lot of time to prepare, and so we've got to be us, and we've got to depend on our defense and playing together and being aggressive, and at the same time we have to play really, really well, because this is a team we're playing. It's one of the best offensive teams in the country, and so it'll be challenging enough for us on defense, but we're going to have to score some points to stay up with them. So it'll be important that we share the ball. We played them earlier a few years ago, and it was a very close game in the Garden, and they were really aggressive, and they turned us over. We'll have to do a much better job at taking care of the basketball, and then try to slow them down a little bit, because they're so athletic.
Question from the middle.
Hi, Coach. Vashti here with Carolina Blitz. I believe the last time I looked, you guys were 1-point favorites.
That wasn't from me.
So my question is, when you're playing a program with the magnitude, of a Duke, do you still come in with that underdog-type mentality despite being a 1-point favorite?
I think we have to, and it's really been us all. We've been kind of just the blue-collar guys, a bunch of guys that just, we assembled the whole team back in early May, and even didn't even have it assembled even through our first couple of workouts in June. Guys that just want to be here, that mesh together, but all are just hard-working guys that, they weren't the 4- and 5-star players, and they've just had to prove game in and game out and every year that they deserve and belong right here, and they've done that. So, I think we'd like to think we're the underdogs and have that chip on our shoulder.
Question up here on the right.
Carlos over Lubbock Avalanche Journal. Mark, again, just going back to the game, I know the focus is going to be on Duke with Coach K and everything, but from your perspective, I guess, how do you keep your guys just in terms of, we're still the underdog, and this does kind of play into that because everyone's focused on Duke. How does that help you, or kind of, kind of talk to the guys in terms of those things about being an underdog in a game like this?
Well, the magnitude of this game, I think it's pretty easy to get your guys ready to play. So I don't think that'll necessarily be a factor. I think we'll be mentally and emotionally ready. But at the same time, our guys, we've all watched Duke play. They get a lot of exposure, And so our guys are familiar with their players and have kept up with them. So that may give us a little bit more incentive that we know something about those guys. It's one of those games that I don't have to talk a lot about, respecting our opponent.
Any other questions for Coach? Thanks, Coach.
Okay, God bless y'all. Thank you.
Personally, it feels really good. I know I did my workouts here last year, so just to be back in this area is a blessing. And just the journey that we had, it's very fun to be with this group of guys and have a God-fearing coach, and it's truly a blessing just to be at the position that we're at.
You go ahead. I mean, That's like KO said. I mean, this is the ultimate blessing to be able to make it to 16. I mean, we know the job's not finished. We know where we want to be, and that this is a long road to the Final Four. And I mean, we're just ultimately just blessed in them, and it's an honor to be able to be here and get this far.
Yeah, just real proud and happy for us that we're still able to play around this time right now, and just keep on staying focused with each other and do what we got to do here.
Question in the middle.
Hey guys, Brady King, Fox 34 in Lubbock. Bryson, for you, Coach Adams was talking about how you guys kind of have the underdog chip on your shoulder mentality going into this. What do you kind of know about Duke, and can you talk about that, why you have a chip on your shoulder?
I mean, first off, we can start off as Duke. You know, it's a historically great program. I mean, Coach K, Hall of Fame, legendary coach, and then with the team they got this year, they got a bunch of talent from the top to the bottom on their team. So we know that we know that, and coming in, I mean, I heard we was 1-point favorite. I mean, we like to go into every game, I mean, with the fear that we know we can lose, and we know that we could be sent home by anybody in this tournament, because every team that's in this tournament is really good if they made it this far. So we just got to come in and play with a chip on our shoulder. I mean, we've been coming in with like that all year. I mean, we got no 5 stars or no guys that were nationally recognized in high school going through recruitment. So, I mean, we coming in here just ready to go out there and fight as hard as we can.
Question to the right.
Hey, Marcus, Joseph Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. I know you've talked about it, but can you kind of just take us back to the origin of, hey, I got to switch my free throw shot from my left hand to right? Like, what prompted it, and just the process of actually doing that?
I decided to switch like 5 games left in the regular season because my free throw percentage was already down. So I was just like, all right, let me just try it, because back in when I was a freshman, I broke my left wrist, so I was just forced to do everything with my right, and then I just forced myself to shoot with my right hand over that summer. So I just decided this year, you know what, my free throw's already down where it is, so let me just change it and see what happens, and it's just been working. And like during the year, like I would mess around with the guys and just shoot with my right hand, and they would always just say like your shot looks cleaner with the right hand. So I just decided, let me just stay focused and do with that, and now it's just been working for me.
Over to the left.
Hey guys, Mason Hordesky with K-Mac back in Lubbock. This one's for Kevin. There's been 4 players in the NCAA tournament the past 50 years that has had a double-double in their first 5 games. Larry Bird, Derek Strong, Shaquille O'Neal, and now you. I guess what's it mean to you to be in company like that, and what makes you really step up in March like this?
I mean, it's truly a blessing. You know, I give all praise to the Lord for just, you know, reaching accomplishments like that. I try not to focus on that, you know, to like, you know, boost my head up or anything. I want to stay as humble as I can, to stay focused and locked in on, you know, what's in front of me. And what can I say? I guess I just love the lights. I just want to win. I'm not trying to send, you know, nobody home. I don't want us to go home. You know, I love playing for the team that we have, and I'm just happy to be a part of this organization. So I'm just doing whatever it takes. If it's scoring, if it's rebounding, 50-50 balls, I just want to do whatever it needs to be done in order to keep playing.
Question from Josh.
Kevin, it's Josh Duval from Associated Press. Just what did you learn from last year's run to the Sweet 16, and how is this run different for you with Texas Tech than it was with Oral Roberts?
I learned that, you know, anybody can be beaten in this tournament. It doesn't matter the name that you have in the front of your jersey, but just, you know, the intangibles that you have in the inside of you. How bad do you want to win? What are you willing to sacrifice? And, you know, I learned that last year, and it's kind of favoring me this year just to get that feel, you know, making it to the Sweet 16 and losing by 2 points. You know, of course, it was a devastating feeling, but, you know, this year, you know, I got more momentum and, you know, just trying to, you know, play as hard as I can just to keep advancing and, you know, leave Texas Tech better than we found it.
Another question from the left.
David Thompson, USA Today Network. This question's for Marcus. You know, what would it mean to be the team to send Coach K into retirement?
It would be great. We've been going in this mentality just to stay in the tournament as long as we can, just keep on winning. I know like there's like a lot of press and media about this game, but we're just not letting that get to us. But like we know like what's the outcome if we come with this win, and we would be lying if we didn't know. Yeah, if we win this, we send Coach K home. So just all we gotta do is just stay focused and know what we gotta do for the game time, and just be prepared, and just overall just be us. Just do what's got us here.
Question in the back middle.
Avashtai here with Carolina Blitz. You have a top defensive team going against one of the better offensive teams. For Bryson, when you're looking at the Blue Devils and you're scouting them, what sticks out to you?
What sticks out to me is that they got a lot of players on their team that can go one-on-one, and they got a lot of players on the team that go one-on-one. They're a big team. I mean, nobody on their team is lower than really 6'5", other than their point guard. And that they got a bunch of really talented freshmen, and they got experienced players. And Theo John, who was like, he led the Big East when he was at Marquette in blocks. So they got a lot of guys that can do a lot of really good things on the floor. And they are one of the more highly touted offenses in the country. So with that, I mean, we just know that what we practice every day is defense. And I mean, we got one of the best defensive coaches I think that's ever coached college basketball, in Mark Adams. So we just got to really buy in, listen to his prep, and we're going to have to really lock in on our preparation, stay laser focused, and just go out there and execute what we do every day.
Question up front here.
Carlos Silva from the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. This is for KO and Bryson. Doing something on Adonis and a feature story. I guess what's so special about his story, just the way that he came with his humble beginnings when he first started, and then he moves up to Division I, Division II, Division I, and now he's here at this stage. I guess what have you all seen from him that's allowed you all to kind of either come together or kind of know that hard work pays off, so to speak, if you will?
Yeah, with the Adonis story, it just speaks volume to the type of person that he is. He's a very resilient, individual, and it's truly a blessing to have him as a teammate, and as he's my roommate too. So it's truly, a blessing to, get to know him more than just basketball and the type of man that he is. And he has a beautiful story, as do we all. But it's truly a blessing just to see, the progression that he made from, JUCO and being the underdog, and now, the table's kind of turning, and things should start to favor him.
Yeah, definitely reiterating what KO said. I mean, he's a very resilient individual. I mean, with the story he had, I mean, going from 3 different levels of basketball to get to where he's at right now here at Texas Tech on a Power 5 school. And it just is a tribute to what he did. I mean, over his time playing basketball, all the hard work, all the tribulations he fought through and persevered through. And I mean, he's a very talented player. I mean, he's a super talented player. So, I mean, it's just a tribute to him.
Yeah, if you could ask him right now, he'll say that's we're best friends. So we love each other.
I got a question for all 3. How does it feel to be here, man? We work hard every single day, but like, how does it feel, KO, Marcus, and B-Dub, Bryson?
Man, it feels great, man. To play, another game, to be with, my favorite players, and I'm truly blessed. I love being here. He's my roommate again. We got a good connection on off the court, and Davion, my man over there. It's a blessing to continue to play basketball another game. So we're truly honored.
Any non-teammate questions for our student athletes? Back here in the middle.
Hey, Brendan Marks from The Athletic. Question for all 3 of you. I know you guys, Marcus, you mentioned you guys obviously know what happens if you win this game, what that would mean in sending Coach K home. Have any of you ever met or spoken to him or had any interactions with him before?
No, like in AAU, I've seen him like at my games in AAU, and then like when I was at VCU my sophomore year, if we would have beat UCF, we would have played them in the second round when they had like Zion and RJ. But no, it's going to be actually my first time seeing face-to-face Coach K.
Question to the right.
Hey, Bryson, Joseph Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. You kind of talked about, when you're talking about the underdog mentality, that you got a bunch of guys that weren't top 100 recruits. Obviously, a very senior-heavy team here with stories like Adonis's. I guess, is your team kind of a testament to just development, and that maybe it's not how you start, from in college, but how you finish?
I definitely feel like you could say that. I mean, I definitely feel like our team is a testament to just hard work, what hard work can get you, and how it can pay off for you. I mean, all of us guys being in college for so long and having to grind our way up the ranks of college basketball and things like that, and all of us ending here and being in the Sweet 16. I mean, this is my first time actually being in the NCAA tournament in general. So I guess you could say that it's definitely a testament to hard work and just keep on pushing on until you get to somewhere greater.
Any final questions? Last one in the middle here.
This one's for Marcus. I guess speaking about experience, what role do you feel like that will play in this matchup against a younger Duke?
I feel like he'll play a big role because it's a whole bunch of guys that have college experience, been through it. Like our team, we don't have to deal with maturity, immature people, maturity, and just everyone just locked in and focused. Like that's how we've been every game. Like because we know like if we was to lose this game, it's over, and we just don't want to be over. So just everyone, we don't have to get guys ready on this team. So I think having experience is really good because everyone just knows what's at stake.
Thanks, guys.